Honestly, it's not their fault, but it's time for a change. Hey guys, my name is Chris. Welcome back to Thankfully Packed. Today I'm giving them a fresh start. New pots, new stones, no algae. Definitely gonna separate some of them, and I'm adding my newest carnivorous plant to the mix, my Drosera Sundew. Let's get started. So I've grabbed a bunch of supplies that I have on hand. I've got clear bowls, I've got all the things to make my own soil, and I also have some new top dressing. So because I'm adding in another plant, which is my Drosera, I think I'm gonna be putting that one on its own. So I've got more than one bowl this time. This one is already crowded, so I don't wanna add something to this already. I think that'll be just way too much. Okay, so first up, I've got these two clear plastic bowls. This one that I have her in already is plastic cover pot, and then this is a glass bowl. Both of these are from Dollar Tree. And so are these. I think I'll be able to fit the growing pings and the Drosera right on top, and I just like the look of the bowl going up like that. I also have this little fish bowl that I also got from Dollar Tree. My thinking is I can put one lone plant in the center and kind of make it the star of the bowl. So it's either going to be the Drosera or one of the smaller pings. I'm also going to be making my own ping soil, which I think will be just fine for my Drosera as well. I'm going to be using whatever I have on hand, so it's not going to be an elaborate soil mix. However, I think it'll do the trick. So I have this perlite that I'm going to be adding. I have this bag of Vermiculite, which I got for my seed starting and completely forgot about it, but I have it, so I'm going to be using it because I read that it's pretty good for the carnivorous plants. And for moisture retention, I'm also going to be using this coconut coir. Coir, I don't know, however you say it. I'm going to be using this because I have it. This needs to be hydrated, so I'm going to do that real quick. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need, so I'm just going to make, this is like half-ish, and maybe, They don't really need a lot of soil, but I'll just add the second cup. So this is going to expand a lot once I add the water. And pings are a very sensitive plant in terms of what water you can use because they really just don't like extra things. So I'm definitely going to be using my rainwater for this. You don't want to use any tap water or treated water for your pings because they will not like it. All right, so I'm going to let that soak up. See, it's already expanding a lot. It's pretty cool to look at. I feel like maybe one pup was enough. This is a lot, but we'll see. Now, while that coco coir is soaking up all that water, I'm going to be trying to separate these pings here. And they have very sensitive, very shallow roots, so I want to be super, super, super careful. So I'm going to remove my little snail friend. First, I'm going to try to remove this little ping right here, which honestly needs its own area because this bigger one in the center has completely overshadowed it with its big leaves. See if I can get underneath the roots to lift it up. Awesome. All right. Ooh. This little leaf fell off. The good thing about pings is they propagate so easily from just a leaf that I'm definitely going to be saving it. I'm going to put it over here because I'm sure that is not the only one that is going to be falling off today. I'm trying to remove some of this algae. Oh, there's another one. So look how fine those roots are. That's why they really don't need that much substrate anyway. So I think I definitely made too much, but it's always good to have extra. So that one is good. Now that I have this clear area to get to the big one, I'm going to go for that. Grabbed them both. So here is my big ping, which got some dead leaves and lots of algae stuck to the roots, so I'm going to be clearing that off first. Here's another one. I'm surprised this doesn't smell worse. It just kind of smells earthy, to be honest. The algae doesn't stink, so that's good. I'm gonna leave this ping like this. So it does have some of the old substrate on it, but I think it'll be okay. And here's the last one. It did get a little dirty on the leaves, so I might have to wash it a little bit. Oh wait, there's a bonus in here! I thought it was just the one ping, but there's actually two. So there's one hiding right here. I'm gonna separate it carefully. Look at that. This one's struggling. You can tell it definitely needs some light because it is really small and kind of scraggly looking, but it's definitely a second ping. Cool. I'm just looking carefully in what's left over because there is some moss that grew in here, which I think is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna try to save that. It looks like it's some sphagnum moss that sort of rehydrated itself, which is really cool. I love that. So I'm gonna save it. And then I see some tiny, tiny pings in here. So this is actually a ping down here. It's really small. Hard to see, but that's a ping. I'm gonna put it with my leaves that fell off. And then there is another tiny, tiny, tiny ping right here as well. It might grow, I don't know. So I'm gonna save it because I'm already gonna be trying to propagate those leaves that fell off, so why not? So this one actually is a tiny ping as well. It's on a rock, so I'm just gonna leave it there for now. Time to make the soil. Like I said, I'm using the coco coir because it's what I have, but you can also use peat moss, and it has very low nutrients, so it will be perfect for the pings. So it's like this, 1 part coco coir. Next, I've added in the perlite. So 1 part coco coir, 1 part perlite. And the perlite is for airflow. I'm gonna do about half a part of vermiculite. I think I could do a whole part, but I'm gonna do half. And this is just gonna help with keeping the roots from basically suffocating. It does hold a bit of moisture, but it'll allow, again, for some aeration. And I will put all the recipe ingredients and any links that I can in the description box in case you're interested in making this yourself as well. I also have a little bit of leftover soil from when I bought my pings, and this blend is made with peat humus, coarse grade perlite, sphagnum moss, and sand. I'm just gonna be adding that in. It's not a lot, but it's what I got. This is what I'm working with right now. Really loose, perfect for the pings. Airy and light and fluffy is ideal. Okay, time to pot it up. So I'm gonna be using this wide mouth one first. I think I'm gonna add a layer of decorative stones at the bottom. So I'm gonna use these black ones because I think it'll give a good contrast. Okay, just like a light layer at the bottom so that when I look at it from the side, I see, like, you know, a little something something. Next, I'm gonna be adding in the soil that we just made. Honestly, I think I could have gotten away with adding a little bit more stones, but this is what we're working with for now. So before I add in my ping, I'm actually gonna be doing some decorative stones on top as well. And I have these, which is just a mix of different ones. So I'm gonna add that first because it's gonna be really hard to put it underneath the sticky leaves if I put the pink first. I'm just gonna put some around the edges, this. And that'll add just a little bit more visual interest as well around the pot. I just made a little hole, so I'm gonna be putting the ping right in the center. Whoop, not you, the ping right in the center, right there. I love it. I'm trying to spread out the leaves because the roots aren't making contact with the soil just yet, and I definitely need that to happen, so just spreading that out for now. I think it looks so much better already. It looks very clean. And it's kind of its own little thing here, so it's the star of the show. It's so big, so I think putting it by itself is the way to go for this one. Okay, so for the Drosera, the Sundew, I think I've decided on the fishbowl. It's round, and so is the Drosera. It has like a dome shape to it, so I think it'll be really, really cute in this. I'm gonna be doing a lot more rocks at the bottom because I want it to sit higher up in the bowl, and I don't want to use that much soil. So I'm gonna be using pretty much all of these that are left in here. Like that. I'm definitely gonna have to make some more soil. I thought I made too much the first time, but I'm using a lot of it, even though they don't really need it again because they have those shallow roots, but I really like the look of the layers. So here we are. This is what the layers are looking like. For the sundew, I also have these white decorative stones, which I think will pop against the green, so I'm just gonna do that before I put the sundew in, just around the edges, like that. Ooh. This one actually has more roots than I thought it would, and it's also one of those little nursery plugs, but I think I'm gonna try to not disturb that so much. I'm just gonna pop it right in, so I'm gonna need to make a little bit of a bigger hole. Okay, so that's what this one looks like. Very cute. So now I have these last pings left. So the little bonus one I found, the medium-sized one, and the smaller one that was getting basically completely covered by that bigger ping. I'm gonna put those all in this one pot back here. So first I have to make more soil because I used it all up. I'm gonna do that real quick. Unfortunately, I ran out of decorative stones, so this one's just going to be soil with some top dressing. White decorative sand and putting it on top, because again, I think the white is going to contrast with the green of the leaves really, really well. This will also help to keep the fungus gnats under control and any mold from developing. Also, I hope it helps with the algae, but we'll see. I just dropped so much sand on the floor. Oh my goodness. Whew, that's what vacuums are for, I guess. Not too much. Okay, now I'm gonna make the spots for the pings, so I'm clearing away the sand because I don't really want that to mess with the roots. There we go. A small one here. And then the medium one over here. Can't forget about our little friend. I cleaned him up, so I'm going to put him right back in this pot. I think I'm going to put him over here. Okay, so for those leaves that fell off on that one little tiny ping, I'm putting it on this damp paper towel instead of this seed tray that I don't need to use right now, because it's going to be perfect for keeping in humidity while those roots grow. Hopefully in a few more weeks I'll have a few more pings to add to my collection. So back to the original algae bowl. I think the only thing that I want to save from this is the rehydrated and reactivated sphagnum moss right there, because it's super cute. So I'm going to try to pluck it out and put it here with these other pings. Alright, so there's a tiny little clump right there. I'm just kind of popping the moss in this corner. I hope it kind of just fills out a little bit more and grows, but we'll see. If not, I'll just remove it. It'll be a lot easier to just take it out from here than if I try to mix it in with my pings. So unfortunately, I got a lot of sand on this little ping right here, and they really don't like water on their leaves, but it's the only way that I know how to wash them off. So as long as I don't do this every day, it should be fine. Sometimes when they have too many fungus gnats on them and it looks kind of like overkill, literally, I will also do this, but you just don't want to wet their leaves or the crowns, the centers, too much because they can easily root rot. So now I'm just gonna water this in. And there we have it. The pings are potted up in their bowls. The Drosera looks adorable in the fish bowl. And now I just have to wait and let them do their thing. I'm gonna put them really close to my grow lights because I love when they get sun stressed and they turn a little bit more pink like that one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you had fun watching me repot and redecorate my pings and my Drosera. If you don't have any, I highly recommend these. They're awesome, they catch fungus gnats, and they're just really cool looking. That's all for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!